Hey everybody, it's Matthew Newberger here with today's Training Tip Tuesday. And the question I want to ask you is, have you ever felt like you knew what you wanted, but no matter what you tried, you weren't able to get there from a sales perspective, right? You tried increasing activity, and the harder you worked, you did get results, but then you found that it was hard to sustain the activity. You tried some tactics, but you forgot about them. Well, listen, the key to your success as a salesperson that consistently hits your targets is knowing how to increase your batting average. Well, what does that mean, right? Some people tell you, it's just work harder. Well, yeah, but you can run really hard east looking for a sunset. You may have to change your strategies a little bit. So the key things to consider if you want to consistently hit your targets is, number one, make sure your target is extremely clear. What that means is fuzzy targets don't get hit. If you want to make more money or increase sales, I can easily say to you, well, here's $1, go away. Or here's a new client, take a hike. But the problem is you and I both know that that's because I had a fuzzy target. What I need to define is, well, I want to double my sales revenue from last year, right? Well, that's specific. I want 8 new clients. That's specific, right? I need to get that specific. Otherwise, the fuzzy target is hard to then really build any sort of a program around. So let's say you have a clear target. You want to double sales. Well, then the next question, whether you're a CEO, a manager, or a salesperson, there are 3 specific questions when you have a specific target you need to ask, which is, what attitude am I going to need in order to hit this target? What behaviors will I need to hit this target consistently? What techniques must I master? Meaning it's not good enough to go to a training course and hear it. I actually have to be able to prove I can master those techniques over and over again in situations that most salespeople can't sell, right? So as it relates to this, that means that I have to ask myself on the attitude level, do I believe in my product? Do I believe in my company? Do I believe in my marketplace? Do I believe in myself? And if I don't, well, it's going to be very hard to take the actions I need to. But let's assume you're 10-like in all those areas. Well, then you want to look at your behaviors. Do you have long-term, short-term, and daily activities that you have mapped out specifically in order to get to your goal? Listen, what most people don't realize is getting to your goals is not all about enthusiasm. You do need to have an incredible amount of drive to really succeed at anything, right? If you really want it. However, you also know that success is about math. I find that a lot of people are not doing the math to figure out how they're going to get to their goal. So they put a lot of energy in, and they don't get the result fast enough. And so they say, well, that's just how this works. And you really can't double your sales. Well, look, if you do the math, you can always figure out how you're going to get to your goal, your success as you've defined it. However, you also can make adjustments along the way as your math tells you if your energy and effort is leading to the success you want. That means you have to have long-term, short-term, and daily goals that you're measuring. And then lastly, you have to have technique. And it's technique that what are the issues, challenges that you experience when you're selling? And then you have to develop and create technique and practice and get really amazing at technique to deal with those challenges, right? So in sales, a challenge could be a stall or an objection, right? And if you're getting that over and over again, well, you got to develop some technique so that it doesn't take all that effort to get a sale. But instead, you can deal with that stall and objection up front in the conversation tactfully. So in order to succeed, we have to know that it's all about increasing your batting average. Define success. Make sure you have the right attitude, the right behaviors, and the right techniques, and you'll succeed. That's your Training Tip Tuesday. And until we see each other, good selling.